it's pretty intense. I felt really upset after watching that because it's just it's kind of it's a tragedy, and it's not like something positive, of course not. But while watching it, I saw some people jumping and some kind of like chaos, and it made me felt really depressed and yeah.
Uh, it felt intense at the end.
So I read those kind of description on that video, and okay, this is 9/11. I definitely know something about it. And then I kept hearing about those two people talking about the experience that they were talking. They described what happening in the WTC, and I was so thrilled. And then I got kind of a little bit frightened at that moment when they described what happened to their colleagues. And then at the end at the end, I can hear that sound, that boom. So I got so thrilled and then got goosebumps at the end of the
So my first reaction is that I'm kind of curious about the incident. I want to watch more about it. I started to want to find out about the documentary film about it or something like that.
I was around 12 years old, so I wasn't actually aware of the fact that what was happening is really serious. So I remember that day I had English classes, and I came home and the news were like flashing, and I could feel that it's something really big, but I wasn't aware of the fact that it is like what's going on, or it's something really serious or something like that. But I could feel the intensity, and I remember that my parents were really shocked, and everyone was like having some kind of overwhelming feelings, overwhelming reactions to this.
I was at my hometown in Bandung, in Indonesia, and I came back from my friend's house, and then my dad called me, and then he said, like, turn on the news. And I was turning on TV, and there you go. The WTC got hit by I think it was the second airplane hit the first tower, and then the news kept getting on, talking about that for the next 3 hours. And then like the next day, my dad came over, and then we talked about it, and then he said like, this is all about W. Bush government.
He popped at us and said, "Oh my God, we're so high up. They're looking up at us. Something's wrong that I can't even see."
And so we knew fairly quickly that damage was next door. I went into our trade floor up to those north windows.
It's like 15 years ago, 14 years ago, yeah. So I was 11, I can remember. So the news was on like one day after, because we lived in Southeast Asia, which is like really long distance from America, so we catch up with the news later than that. And then at first I didn't notice what was happening. Just I saw my dad watch something, like, because our families always have dinner together, and then we watch the news all together, and then that news come up at first. It's the breaking news. I saw some, fire, like collapsed buildings. That's it. And I thought, okay, this is just like there was just like some kind of accidents, a fire accidents. That's it. At that moment, I have no idea what was that.
I was 11 years old. It was back in my home. It was just like around 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. around that, because the time different, So I was like doing my homework with my parents and something like that, and then yeah, it turns out that the news just like popped up, and then I didn't even know like what's that building is for or anything. I just know that yeah, something bad is happening with America. Yeah, which is like I don't know like if it's because of the war or any like bad thing. Yeah, at first I thought it was an accident. Yeah, I was kind of young at that time.
Everyone was like giving some kind of serious reactions to this. So the news were flashing and everyone was like panicking. So what's going to happen? And even I remember that people are trying to reach their relatives that lives in New York, and I could. That's one of the reasons it's so permanent in my mind. It's politically something really big and something really like it's a tragedy. So yeah.
It highlights the extreme Islamic thing, and being an Indonesian, Islam is quite intense. We practice it on a day-to-day basis, so it's kind of like permanent in my memory, because at that time, my religion got antagonized by the media, basically.
What was happening is very, very severe, and like lots of people died, and it shouldn't be like that. Like, it's supposed to be about government, about politics. It shouldn't be about like people that know nothing about it and then like become the victims of the incident.
At that time, it's not that significant, but when it comes to 2005 or 2003, yeah, I can remember that moment. So the war in Iraq, which is like the outcomes of 9/11. So at that moment, I know what was happening at that time, and because of the media as well. The media is like talking about it like all the time, keep reminding the audience about the impact of 9/11 to the humankind, how bad terrorism is at that moment, and then, yeah, you know what I mean.